What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the GR Wisdom channel. I want to thank you guys for tuning in so late this evening. I'm sorry I got on this late, but I just wanted to definitely cover this topic here that, just to piggyback off my live chat yesterday. And it's something that is pretty frequently, you guys may be familiar with this, and I don't want to direct it only at women because there are some some fellows out there that will either trick a woman or lead a woman into believing that they are, I don't want to use the term independent, but they may be living with their baby mother or living with their mother. And you got these guys like that. So I was looking through some stuff today, and cool Coley, what's happening? I was looking through some stuff today, and what brought me to this was it basically broke down, it was like a cost of living or average cost of living analysis. And obviously where you live at, that's going to vary. So I'm bringing this up to say that you're independent, especially those who toot their own horn or advertise or promote themselves as being independent. You're not independent if you got someone helping you out or you got someone assisting you. Sadiq Abdullah, what's happening? Um, you have people. Donnell, what's up, man? When you have people helping you and assisting you, and including the government, how dare you come out and say that you are independent when you have the uncle, daddy, pappy, granddaddy government assisting you? For those of you who do, I don't know why this thing is. I'm trying to load this thing up here, but I guess it doesn't matter. The chat is showing. So how dare you come out your mouth and say that you are independent when the government is helping you out? And that could be dudes too getting government assistance. If your rent is $15, $45, $50, you know, you can say that you're winning. But when you try to adopt this term or promote yourself as such that you are independent, it's disgusting. You can say that and other people can follow you up, but you have people who know who you are at the end of the day. And when if you're a woman and you say this to men, that shit doesn't mean anything. They'll take that, okay, you're independent. Okay, but when you learn the nature of it, that you may be getting assistance, you don't really have your kids are being watched by someone else, you know what I mean? Or your lifestyle is being, subsidized by the government. It's not cool. So like I was saying, I saw this thing, right? And it goes into you know the cost of living, living your own lifestyle. And I say that nowadays, if you're single, you have children or whatever, even if you don't have children, and you're single and you're doing it by yourself, just paying your rent is a victory, in my opinion, in my estimation. Man or woman, just paying your own rent is a victory. So I was reading this thing, like I was saying, and it goes into, you know, average. I guess we're talking about the average across the country. I don't know where you guys live at. A lot of you guys live in different locations. So it goes into the first and last month. If you're just moving out on your own, I guess is what it's covering. It's 800 to 1,200 bucks. You know, for it being your rent, your monthly rent at an apartment, house, whatever, between 800 and 1,200 bucks. Obviously, the bigger cities, metropolitan areas, you're gonna pay a little bit more. And a lot of these places, you need to have, like I said, first and last month's rent, so that you basically end up paying $1,600 to $2,400 just to get your own place before you can even move in. So the next thing comes in is transportation for those of you in certain places. Um, transportation for a reliable car between $5,000 $10,000. For the most part, we're just saying that a lot of people got used hoopties that are doing pretty good out there. You got nice lemons that are in good could be in good shape. But let's just throw that out there. If you do have a car payment, get a nice reliable car, used car, whatever, a Kia, whatever, used. You can spend 5 to 10 grand on that, and gas, depending on where you live at in your commute, is $40 to $60 per week. You got maintenance and all that set aside. That's gonna be a certain amount of money. So let's say your car payment for something like that, an average car payment, especially if your credit is pretty decent, is between 300 $400, somewhere around that range. It could be even cheaper, especially if you got a $5,000 $10,000 car. So you got electricity, water, cable, phone, all of these things, right? $300 to $500 depending on your usage and if you have children. You go into the food. Grocery is another bill, especially if you have people that you're living with, dependents and all this stuff. You got kids, you know. For those who aren't having their lifestyle subsidized, this is what I'm talking about, that don't get food stamps, SNAP benefits, and all this stuff. That's a separate thing. On this sheet, it's saying $75 to $150, but I don't know. Let's just say you spending $400 $500 a month in food, or maybe more. This is $150 per week in food, so I guess that could be about right. Let's say 3 or 4 people in the family. Then you got car insurance, you got property insurance, or renter's insurance, whatever it is, things like that. So you're looking at, just breaking that down, you're looking at 1,200, that's probably about $2,500 baseline, basically cover your needs for that. That's without any assistance. Let's say if you got a 1,200, then it's roughly about 22, 24, $2,500, somewhere around that arena, just to live. And let's say if you just got a regular old call center job or something like that, and you're bringing home 500, 600 after taxes a week. You know what I'm saying? That's $2,400 right there a week. So it's things that go along with that, and then you see a lot of these people who live lifestyles, they're still taking trips and all these other things. And it's like, how the hell do you do it? You know what I mean? Margot, what's happening? That's if I said your name right. Usually don't find out. I'm sitting up here tapping this thing looking like a fool. Sorry about that, y'all. My chat's not coming back up. But you have these things that go on, and you have people, and a lot of people look like, damn, which you should never count anyone's money, but they look like, damn, how is this person able to do this shit? You know what I'm saying? They don't pay their bills, that's how they're able to do it. Yeah, either that or they're living with their mom. We just gonna keep it real. This is you living on your own, and you're making, and not saying that's because everybody's not making $50,000, $60,000, $100,000. You're living on your own. You might be making $25,000 to $35,000, and if you have children, but you're still managing, which I wondered at a lot, how some people go on trips, and I'm like, damn, they're going on trips like every other month, and they're hardly at work and stuff like that, and I'm like, damn, I'm just trying to get a vacation in like twice a year. But it's like these people that you see like this, they're the ones who take vacations the most. And it's like, goodness. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they say if you want to know, all you got to do is ask. If you really want to know what's going on with someone, just ask, hey, how do I get to take vacations like you do? How do I get to do these things? Or if your rent, I just think if you take a lot of people's rent or mortgage out of the equation, the lifestyle that you could actually live is, I think about that a lot. Just taking my rent. Edward Montero, what's up? Just taking my rent out of the equation for a second, and just living off of, if that was the case. And I see nowadays a lot of people will say, obviously, you almost need a two income household to survive, which is why a lot of people do end up, shacking up, getting in a situation and stuff like that, because they need to, just to be able to survive. And it's real out here. And I'm like, as I'm analyzing this and you analyzing certain things, it's almost obviously intelligent to actually do that. Unless, which I've met women who actually still live with their mom, and obviously don't have to pay any rent. So a lot of times they're able to do these things. Some men are actually living with their parents, and they just stack all the money. There's been men who, and there's been videos people make and where they talk about, it's almost intelligence to stay with your parents until you're basically established. You know what I mean? You're established. When you get to the point where you're established, I think O'Shea did a video on this where he said he's lived with his parents till he was 34. That's his thing. Me personally, I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? But I understand where he was coming from by saying that he wouldn't be able to do what it is that he's doing now, which is going to medical school, unless he did stay with his parents all that long to stack his cash. You know what I mean? Was Shonda Knight good night? Okay. You just getting on, I'm assuming, or you just leaving. But he was able to save this money. Some people do look like this. A lot of people that are not Americans, they come and that's how they get about, by the family comes together as a unit and they save up until the point of marriage, and sometimes the husband and the wife move in with the parents and up until they save up enough money to go out on their own. You know what I mean? Which I guess is good, is good planning, but I, as a man, I can't see myself doing that. I've always wanted to be independent of the help of someone else, and I've been like that since I've been 17, as far as being able to do that. But I guess the reason why I made this video is for those who will say these things, that they are independent, but you really are dependent. And in light of people, all of these things we're hearing in the news about all these things that are contemporary, about Donald Trump cutting the funding for stamps and all this stuff, and welfare and all this stuff. It's, I guess some people would be worried, you know what I mean, because it almost, this thing, if you had a lot of this stuff provided for you, if you had a lot of your basic needs provided for you, why would you ever want to, what would motivate you to want to get a job? You know what I'm saying? And I guess it's nobody's business how you're getting your money, as long as it's going direct deposit or in the mail. So you can always claim that title of being independent. But I wanted to some guy, he, after I read this, posted something similar about here in because as a lot of y'all know, I live in Charleston, and he posted some stuff, and I'm just reading it, the comments that they were saying how they loved the post, how he was putting like rent $750, electricity $100, water $20, internet $50 to $100, average personal bill, cell phone $100, car insurance $150, car note. He's saying that that's between $1,420 and $1,470 a month minimum. So ladies, before you post, it's a man's responsibility to take care of the household, etc., etc. If you know you can't afford to pay the amount by yourself, then stop trying to down the men that can't afford it either. Hell, it's 2017. Shit is hard and not everyone is in the same tax bracket. Sometimes 50-50 is necessary to survive. My take on that is that you shouldn't get in a relationship if you can't support yourself. So y'all, you can feel however you want to feel about that. They obviously he had a lot of likes and they shared this over 105 times, but it's convenient for some people to follow what he just said. But if you can't take care of yourself, why are you in a damn relationship? Especially as a man. You know what I mean? Good points, but I don't agree with having kids and living with your. I see a lot of females doing. I didn't read that fast enough. That thing just popped up. Good points, but I don't agree with having kids and living with your. I see a lot of females doing. I hate they say I'm independent. I'm saying, how are you independent and they're living on welfare? Hey, they're independent in their mind. We'll just put it like that. So you are independent, but I guess they don't look at that. They look at independent because they're not with a man. Because a man's not providing it for them. This is an invisible daddy in the sky who's providing. The check comes in magically. So that's why they're independent, because it's not a man. So these things, you also have to add in gas, food, things of that nature. You're getting technical. I'm just going off bare minimum living expenses. A lot of people are fond of what it is that he's talking about. What daddy government needs to do is pull the check. And you would see you see the humility be at an all time high if daddy government was to actually pull the check on a lot of this stuff. You know, it would you would really be independent then, because a lot of the extra money you'd be forced to learn how to do your own hair and a lot of other shit that you're just getting away. Cooking and I mean, y'all probably seen the meme where they show a working person's refrigerator as opposed to someone who receives government benefits refrigerator. And that's the truth. That is the truth. It's crazy. You know how that is. I mean, and how you can pay for something as far as benefits, but you don't get them if you go to apply for them. Like if you actually needed help at some point, you would have to go through this whole big ordeal. And it was one point where I applied for some SNAP benefits or some food stamps, and they said, nah. Even though you're a single father with 3 kids, nah, you got to get it how you live. So that's just how it had to go. But that fridge thing is real talk. So, you found it. It's lurking. I swear I posted this not too long ago. But they jumped all over this whole thing. The money comes, but as long as you got somebody that's allowing this, and this is you continue to get free money, nobody's going to turn down free money. Nobody's going to turn down free money, and there's no incentive to have a man or basically respect the man at that point. As long as you have another man, daddy government paying, there's no incentive to have a dude really other than to get some dick every now and then, I guess. And I'm not talking about, just blanketing this as far as women, but when it comes to using that term independent, if you're not if you're sole reliable and dependent on yourself, and you're not dependent on anyone else, and you're not getting anything on the outside, and you're doing it, you're getting it out the mud, so to speak, then yes, by all means, please use that term. But either way it goes, it doesn't impress a man. You know what I'm saying? Yes, cut the welfare queens off and give them a diet of bread and water. They'll be all right. I don't think it's going to happen fully, but I think that might be the best thing to happen to a lot of these people. You know what I mean? Giving me light skinned warlock teas, lol. I hope you're not offended. Giving me light skinned warlock teas? I don't understand. You're a man, aren't you? Simply Deep 1985. You're saying giving you light skinned warlock teas? I hope you're not offended, bruh. I hope you're a dude saying bro, but I digress. Teas, unless that's a typo. I'm giving you light skinned warlock teas. Hmm. Maybe y'all can decipher whatever that means. But I just wanted to cover that. This was I don't want to be on here chopping it up uh too late. I forgot to shout out Elwin Montero. Hey, I appreciate the super chat donation. I don't know if you're still on here, but shout out to you, Elwin Montero. I haven't seen you on the chat lately. Mo B, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? But I think that'll be it'll be a blessing in disguise. Just taking that, because sometimes you just have to put people on their ass. You know, you have to put them on their ass, because at the end of the day, it's either that or you're just gonna die. And sometimes you gotta do that. Hello, Lady Love. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. You put them on their ass and have them really get it out the mud. Really get that struggle, because if you're being protected, then there's no lesson to be learned. As long as you have that in the back of your mind, that you have a backup plan or a plan B, no matter what, then I mean, there's nothing to be learned. Hey, I have 10. Well, I have. I want to say this for later. If you're joining the chat right now, make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all haven't done so. It helps to promote the video. You don't have to give me any monetary funding if you don't want to, but go ahead and hit the like button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just as quickly as you click the sound button or scroll up and down, it's the same click you can do to hit the like button. It's too easy. Maybe tease is the wrong word. I meant to say realness, because tease is the wrong word. So let me fit in realness. What it is that you said. Sup, JR? Giving me light skinned warlock realness. LOL. I hope you're not offended, bruh. Shout out. I guess I understand what you're saying. Mashonda, I'm a home health aide in CNA. I worked in the clinics. I've seen them heifers. Damn. First, they are the loudest, and they're usually the ones with the nasty houses and stink hair hats. Oh my goodness, did she just say hair hats? Dang, she must have really been tuning in. She using the terminology, the hair hats. Don't let them hear you say that, though. You got stink hot, nasty houses and stink hair hats. Goodness. Why is that, man? Why is that? And this stuff is expensive. It's not cheap. And this is. You say, "Yep, she said that." LOL. Damn. Yeah. I'm glad you put it like that. You know what I mean? And I hope you're not wearing one of them hair hats either, there, Mashonda. Since you talking about them, you feel me? Because that would be very you know what I mean? Yes, they do. So Margot says the Bible says that if a man or woman, for that matter, won't work, he or she doesn't eat. The law needs to be enforced. The law needs to be enforced, huh? Are we speaking of the law of Moses? Because I'm in complete agreement with you. But I don't think y'all want the law of Moses enforced. Nobody does. She not lying. No. She's all natural. She don't wear no hair hats. She don't wear none of that chemical and acid. You don't put none of that stuff in your hair. I feel you. Hopefully we're returning back to that. But these hair hats is just making things, as they like to call it, protective styles. because your hair needs protection from something, you know, whatever that is. Your hair needs to be protected because God invented you with hair that isn't built for the elements, so it has to be protected. I don't have any kids and I'm still struggling. No help from anybody. Let them take accountability for their actions since I'm paying for all these kids and I don't have any. Yeah, that's the way it goes, but it's designed that way. It's designed for but accountability is never going to happen. That's like when it comes to accountability in certain people, especially certain women, it's like a it's like a missing baby daddy. Who and his name is accountability. They ask him where is he? He's nowhere to be found. You know what I mean? So that accountability isn't gonna probably pop up anytime soon. DSS still looking for him. That's what we call it down here in South Carolina. DSS, Department of Social Services and stuff like that. So, but DSS is a baby daddy that's gone. You know, Philosh, Philo, Philatia Noir. I had to hold down 2 jobs after graduation just to make it. And it kills me when they try to sell you their stamps on the street. You can get arrested for that, man. I be seeing people on Facebook doing that. I don't play that because people be watching that when they be selling stamps. They do try to sell them stamps for to get a bag or something or for a bundle. You know what I mean? Especially these people who get like $600 and $700 a month. Oh my goodness. I could only dream of getting stamps at $600, $700 a month. You could just picture me in the grocery store. JR, I'm only talking about lazy people who refuse to work. I absolutely do not want to be under the law of Moses. Make no mistake about that. We should bring back the law of Moses. We should. A lot of this, and I know we're going somewhere else. I always go, and I know this video is gonna be long as hell because I start jumping off on a tangent. Margot, you about to have me going off on a tangent because crime pays in the United States. Crime pays. So if the law of Moses came into effect, then a lot of this crime would cease to exist. Therefore, a lot of the jobs would go away, and things like that. Lady Love said, "What's the law of Moses?" Have you heard of Sharia law? It's pretty much the same thing. The law of Moses. Go to refer to Exodus and Deuteronomy in the Old Testament to learn about the law of Moses, about the way to conduct yourself as a human being and things that govern you as far as rights over someone, how to handle crime, what you should be eating, things like that. It's a way of life. But basically, I guess what Margot was talking about, she said, I definitely don't want to live under the law of Moses. Maury Povich won't be able to get his ratings up without those hood rats. I work 2 jobs, no excuses. I say mandatory sterilization for this baby making machines. Oh man, that's a little bit Now I'm driving around on the boulevard, Trump bleeding. Cause we're in the middle of something. Mashana, you kind of cold on them. I don't know if you got kids or not, but damn. I know it's impossible to keep perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Just like Sharia law is impossible to keep perfectly. You can't follow it because if you stuck to it, I mean, even Moses had a hard time because he was dealing with people. Why am I getting biblical on here, man? Oh my goodness. Even Moses had a hard time, enforcing this because the children of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites or the Hebrews were so unruly. So these things that had to be done, people being stoned, adultery, chopping, people, a lot of stuff that you see No kids? Damn, I see why. That's why you saying that. A lot of stuff we see, what is it? The eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, all these things like that. Same thing it goes with. And if people who, I mean, Jews don't even follow it. Obviously, not so much. Things like that, the punishment. But Christians will follow the New Testament really, but not the Old Testament. But really, if you look at it as far as from a the punishment, the fire, the brimstone, the wages of sin, crime, uh, people saying it's brutal, chopping someone's hands off for robbing, or chopping feet off and things like that. But there's a reason for that, and it's a deterrent. And that's one of the things why this country, if you really think about it, this country has deterrence, I guess, is when it comes to drug sentences and stuff, you selling drugs. But I mean, people still are committing the crimes because you don't see what actually happens. There's no public executions, there's no public hangings anymore. But if this was to be instituted again, and a lot of these people were to be dealt with swiftly instead of all this red tape and this bureaucratic system, which is the criminal justice system, it's so much BS that goes on, people getting away with crimes and stuff. If you were really held accountable and people were punished for what it is that they did, a lot of this stuff that's happening in the United States, rapes, murders, robbing, stealing, you know, the racist crime, all this stuff would cease to not will virtually cease to exist. You know what I mean? I'm in the same boat. I'm seeing no kids can't afford them out here in Cali. Yeah. So, um, I hope you ladies do get some kids one day though. It's a wonderful experience. You feel me? Don't just I got what you're saying. Can't afford them. California is a hell of a place. I used to live out there, but it's a good experience. Teaches you patience. Some people actually say, I know y'all gonna say I'm full of shit, but this is what people say, is that your life doesn't actually start until you have kids. Your life doesn't actually start until you have kids. So, you know, just food for thought. Are you laughing at me, Miss Noir, Miss Black? But I'm gonna go ahead. Anybody got y'all got anything else we need to talk about? If you just now get in the chat, make sure you hit the like button. You know what I mean? It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. I've been on here like 30 something minutes now. It seemed like it flew by. Um, am I missing anything that I should be discussing? No? We already talked. We were from talking about independent dependence to the law of Moses and all this stuff like that to talking about not having kids, these hats, these hair hats. I hear that a lot, but a lot of guys I run across already have kids and don't want anymore and want me to take care of them. So they want you to take care of their kids, huh? If only it was that simple. I can't even get. Let me stop, man. I'm about to start talking shit on here about that. You know, I've been taking care of my kids for 3 years now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the last thing I need. Somebody to help me take care of kids. When I come around, be like, yo, can you at least cook? Have something ready to eat when I get home? Nah, I think that's too much. I don't think I'm gonna cook nothing for you. Yo, okay, so can you just pay the utilities? Nah, I don't think I want to do that. That's a little bit too much for me to be paying utilities, but I'm gonna spend this money on something else. So yeah, I think that it's my destiny just to be single. So, because I asked for too much. You understand? I asked for way too much. But this ain't about me, man. What else we talking about? Welfare is supposed to be for the elderly disabled, and if you're temporarily unemployed, not for these heifers sitting down all day scratching their behinds. I'm glad Trump is doing it. Oh my goodness, check her out. Yeah, she's definitely on the roll tonight. Shout out. How dare you? A black woman supporting Trump? Oh my goodness. What are you thinking, Mashonda? Like, it's all about Barack. How dare you? Go to the grocery store on the first, they leave nothing. Damn. So she's a Trump supporter. She turned her back on Barack and Hillary. I'm assuming. Lady Love, I don't want kids, but I would like to get married beforehand. Maybe I'm too old. Why do you want to get married, Lady Love? Just because it's the right thing to do. That's why you want to get married. I'm sitting up here talking shit, man. It's 35 minutes in. You know, up here just. I guess I should have just read. I might just rename this thing something completely different since I'm just getting off of there. Marriage is honorable because marriage is honorable. You should get married because marriage is honorable. Wow. Marriage is honorable the first day. That's it. Let me stop talking shit, man. Marriage is honorable, so you should get married. I think you should. Marriage is cool as long as you don't sign no. As long as you don't get a marriage certificate. That's all I gotta say. And I guess you say it doesn't matter unless we get a marriage certificate. Says who? I wonder if Abraham and Sarah had a marriage certificate. You know what I'm saying? Or if Mary and Joseph had a marriage certificate. You feel me? But I digress on that. Because once you get that paperwork, you're screwed. Open up the door for litigation so you can get your ass tore up. Maybe not back then. And so I'm not married without a piece of paperwork? Is that what I'm supposed to be told? I can't be married without a piece of paperwork. But I come from a family where they expect you to. Men in my family have been married for decades. I come from a strong family background. I hear that. So it's just something that you should be doing because all of your folks get married. Mo B, are you a man or a woman? You said not everyone is bad in trying to bring a guy to the bank. Sign a prenuptial agreement. If you got to sign a prenuptial agreement, you shouldn't be getting married. Just my thoughts. Okay, Mo B, you're a girl. They say that you say that until your ass make a woman mad, or you make the wrong dude mad, and he acts like a woman. You know what I'm saying? You say everything. Oh, I'll never do this to you. I just want a divorce. Soon as somebody start talking in your ear, or you get your ass in that courtroom, all that shit changes. I know. I'm glad you spoke on this topic. Too many tap dancing, bojangling shines, making excuses for people not wanting to do anything for themselves. I agree, but if it makes the dude feel better. All a man has to do is to have sex with a woman to be married. Sex constitutes marriage, especially if she's a virgin. And what culture is that? You talking about for Hebrews? Well, Abraham wasn't a Hebrew, so but yeah. Uncle Sam is the pappy. He is the pappy. In the biblical days. I wasn't aware of that. If you had sex with a woman, that's your wife. I'm gonna have to look that one up. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of piping down going on back then. You know, a lot of these guys. There's concubines, obviously, back then, but they changed the verbiage, you know, to wives, concubines, things like that. So in that case, uh, we can say that Hagar was Abraham's wife also, because he had sex with her. But a lot of Christians don't want to accept that. When Abraham Hagar bore, his first son, who was Ishmael, but they don't want to consider Hagar a a wife of Abraham, even though, if you go off that logic, white people's on food stamps more than blacks. All I'm seeing black talk down the other black. I don't know if I had mentioned color though. Raz Cash, did y'all hear me mention color? Did y'all hear me say black bitches or some shit like that? Me talking down on black people? I mean, it's obvious if it's only 13% of black people make up the population of the United States. It's obvious, it's a no-brainer that white people receive the majority of food stamps and welfare. That's a no-brainer. Any idiot that argues about that is just an idiot. You know what I mean? 13%. I mean, I know what is it? It's 60% female and 40% male or something like that as far as the black people in America. So yeah, it's obvious that white people receive the bulk of welfare and handouts. I don't think anybody that tries to argue that is just. But I guess people look at that, in a certain aspect. But I know we got into talking about weaves and stuff like that, and independent and whatever. But if we want to get into who's more flashy, then we can have that conversation about who definitely is more flashy, who's more vain, who's more saying that they're independent. Yeah, we can talk about that. But nobody can argue the fact that white people receive, far more white people receive government assistance than black people. It's just the demographic alone. It's impossible for it to be otherwise. So, yeah. But I think I'm glad you guys are tuned in. I want to be talking here too much longer. Time seems to skip away. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit the like button if you're just now tuning in. Before one last time. You know what I mean? Or y'all can always hit the super chat. And throw like $1,000 on there real quick. That would make my night. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, unless anybody's got anything else to add, men shouldn't speak like that. Men shouldn't speak like what? I forgot where we're at. Of course, whites are on it more because they make up more of the population. But come to New Jersey, damn, it's ninjas. Come to my it's ninjas when I live in New Orleans. It's blacks. Goodness. Damn, Mashonda. I think, wow. Quite interesting. Anybody got anything else to add before I close this out, man? This was an incredible chat. I appreciate you guys, like, really, communicating tonight. The chat is pretty live. You know what I mean? It's not having two parents in the household. No doubt. I thank you guys for tuning in by all means. Make sure if you're in my chat now and you haven't hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. How many kids do you think Solomon had? That's a good question. Yeah, what, 400 wives, 400 concubines, something, 500 concubines? I don't even know, man. But hit the subscribe button if you're just now joining my chat. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and click that bell also. That way you get notifications. Make sure y'all check out my other videos that I just put out. I've been on a hiatus for a while, and I haven't been putting out videos for a while. Obviously, I'm trying to come up. I've been doing this since December. For those of you who don't know, my I'm trying to put it out. Trying to stay motivated because I feel like sometimes that, not that I don't want to be pretentious. Not that I'm the greatest YouTuber and wouldn't dare say I'm the greatest YouTuber, but I just feel like it's slow motion. But I guess sometimes it needs to be like that. Most single mothers breed criminals. Is this woman? Who is this woman, Mashonda Knight? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like, wow. But yeah. Yeah, good night to all y'all. But maybe one day, I guess I just gotta keep sticking at it, keep putting out good content. Hopefully you guys like this content. Um, and try to come back with another something else tomorrow. I want to do a classic view tonight, but too tired for that. I still haven't eaten tonight, so hair hats. Signing off with the hair hats. I don't want to breed a criminal. I got a video on that. If want people off government assistance, rise up wages, cost of living high. Are you from America, man? Raz Cash, where are you from? Where you from, dude? Um, yeah, Raz Cash. Um, but shout out to you, man, wherever you from, bro, or brother. But I keep saying this. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure y'all, if you haven't followed me or added me on Facebook and Instagram, make sure y'all hit the link in the description. Add me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm still putting out content. Not content, but just stuff there. We can fellowship on there as well. Check me out on Amazon. If you haven't bought any of my books yet, make sure y'all pick up a copy of my books. That and hopefully you find something cool in there. I've been slacking off on that as well. I should have had like 10 books out by now, but I'm slacking on that. Um, um, feel free. The link is in the description. Throw a couple coins in the well of wisdom, and remember, anything lost can definitely be found again, except for time wasted. Peace be upon you all, and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and check out on here. I need to get something to eat. I'm famished. So once again, thanks again for tuning in tonight, guys. Renal or Reno Cherry, peace. I'll catch you guys next on the next one. So hit that like button if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys again, man. Y'all been a good chat tonight. Peace.